If this is your first season of farming, you have to move to a new area and want to continue the farming, or just planning to get an additional field to your existing one to farm more. Proper site selection is a very important step in ensuring a successful season and must be taken very seriously by farmers. The first rule of site selection is to know your crop first and select your land next. With your intended crop in mind, you can now proceed to select your site based on the soil and climatic requirements of that particular crop. It will be very difficult to know for sure whether or not the soil on a particular field will be suitable for the cultivation your intended crop without having the soil tested in the lab for pH, soil depth, drainage or organic matter content. However, there are some things you can still look out for that will give you a general idea about the fertility level of a field. Soil with high organic matter content tend to be darker in color, and you can see a lot of decaying plant parts such as leaf or plant root when you dig with a hole or fetch a sample of soil in your hands. Usually, the darker the soil, the more richer it is, so you should look out for the darker soils. You should also look out for the kind of weeds that grow on the land. Weeds, just like your maize plants, need nutrients to grow. Without enough nutrients, weeds do not grow well. Examine the distribution and nature of the weeds on the field. If weeds are spread out evenly across the field, it suggests a more uniform nutrient distribution on the land. You should also look closely at the color of the weeds. Deep green weeds suggest high level of nitrogen and other nutrients, and this is good. Now pay attention to the different kinds of weeds on the land and how they look. Some weeds are adapted to low nutrients land and can grow relatively well even if the nutrient level in the field is not too high. This seed may deceive you into thinking that the field is fertile. The more different kinds of plants you see on the land, the richer the soil might be, because not all plants are adapted to doing well in low fertile soils. But on the other hand, a wider variety of weeds might be dangerous, because you could also have a very difficult to control weeds such as striga. You should also consider the rainfall pattern of the area. If this is totally new area, you should ask people within the community to know about the amount of rain you usually receive. If you realize that the area where you plan to site your farm does not receive enough water, please change a different area to avoid your crops suffering from drought. Places with a long history of pests and diseases, herding activities and high cost of labor should be avoided if possible. You should also look out for areas close to a road for easy movement of your harvest from the field and tractors, equipment to your field. If possible, choose sites that are closer to a water source and have a good drainage. Follow these steps and you will select a good site for your farm this season.